we're live. Okay, great. Hi, everybody. Dr. Hillary Fredrickson here with one of my most beloved people, and her name is Dr. Stephanie Riley. She has an incredible practice in Truckee in the Tahoe area. She's the naturopathic doctor to see in the Tahoe area. We went to school together, me and Kara and Dr. Stephanie Riley, and it's so fun to kind of connect and bring her here on the show. So hi, honey.
Hello there. So happy to be here. Always very exciting to work with these ladies.
It's great. And Kara can't be here. Unfortunately, she had something come up with her kid, but that's all right. So we are going to talk about why it's great to detox in the fall. So Dr. Stephanie and I have been running detoxes for several years together, and we weave in seasonal aspects that can really help heal mind, body, spirit, or bring those things into alignment during different parts. And the fun part is, like, I've got people reaching out to me going, wait, when is the fall cleanse? Wait, when is the fall detox? What's happening with the detox? When's it coming? So we're getting everybody all fired up. And this year, Dr. Kara is going to join us and join forces with us. So the three of us will get to have a really fun experience with the group that we love. Detoxing physical layers, energy layers, emotional layers. We like to hit all the high notes. Why, Steph? Why do we do it?
Why cleanse? Why detox? I find that taking the time to walk through an experience like a detox or cleanse is just such a valuable tool for patients. And it's such a different experience every time. When we all started practicing, at least my experience, cleansing and detoxing was sort of way more out there versus nowadays where there's a million cleanses and detoxes and ways to do it. And
like I get several Instagram ads a day. Well, I'll be getting more today, right? But yeah, for the owl cleanse and the this reset and the cleaner and this and the that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're like the OG, really. Like, we've been doing this since 1999.
Yeah. Absolutely. But we don't want to date ourselves.
Okay. Well, why not? We're experienced.
Exactly. Yeah. But every cleanse, doing it differently or doing it a different time in your life with a different intention, different focus, just brings different layers up for people. And it's a really exciting process to see patients go through. Just using as sort of an example from the other day in practice, I have a patient that I put on an elimination diet, a component of a cleanse that we use. And going in with, she had certain health goals, and really she had some fatigue. She wanted to lose a little weight. And at the backside of the process that we went through, she had a list of probably 5 symptoms she didn't even know she had before she went through the process of eliminating different foods and, addressing what some of her inflammatory triggers were. For example, as crazy as it sounds, she didn't think she had any gas and bloating. Had absolutely no idea. She felt like her weight, though, especially the weight in her face, would change here and there based upon, how adherent she was to her normal living practices, but really didn't realize until she went through the process that she had some pretty significant gut symptoms.
It's cool. Yeah. A lot of things become illuminated.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing about, for me, and I'm just speaking for me, but I think it resonates with a lot of the people that we do cleanses with. So, we use the word cleanse and detox back and forth, and we're not detoxing heavy metals. We're not moving specific elements during the detox that we're talking about. So sometimes Steph and I will use cleanse because it feels like it's sort of the lighter version, but we're using those interchangeably. But the women that we work with, and men, we have men too, we try to create a community feel, and some people participate every day and some people watch. But Dr. Steph and I, and this time Dr. Kara, we are in it with you every day, connecting, communicating, coaching you, moving you through it. And I think that's a big part of the container for me
Mhm.
that helps support my transformation. When if somebody prescribed me an elimination diet and I was sitting across from them on a desk and they were like saying these things need to happen and you need to do an elimination diet, I would never do it
Mhm.
because of my history of whatever eating stuff, or that doesn't appeal.
Mhm.
But like for me, being in a group, in a container where it's like, okay, we're working on cleaning out some of your gut, like yucky gut layers, and
Mhm.
the emotion of that, sometimes fear, sometimes stuckness, opening up, trying to create a little bit more joy, opening up different things, using these tools like using herbal teas and
Mhm.
medicines, using supplements that really support you, journaling, working with
Mhm.
a lot of times we feature a therapist who we love that works with trauma, and using all these tools to move you from point A to point B. Like to me, that's where the medicine and the magic is.
Absolutely. It's so much more powerful doing it in a community. It is so much easier. Again, the diet changes are one component, but way easier to do them when you know you're doing them with other people, right? You're not the
And
only
there's
one
like a
going
start
through.
and a finish.
Exactly.
And
Exactly.
it's so funny because we meet resistance. Everybody
Yes.
has resistance when we ask you to make changes, but a lot of times if there's parameters around it, like for
Mhm.
10 days, like most people can do anything.
You can do anything.
In the beginning, there's so much resistance for people, and then you start to hear other people's experiences, and I some people will start a detox with very conditionally, like, I'm going to do this part of it but not this part.
Yeah.
And then in the end, often those are the people that are like, wait, I'm actually going to 10 days came too fast, like I want to extend this. So we work. Part of the big thing of doing a detox is we see all the bullshit that
Mhm.
are we
We
put
tell
in front
ourselves.
right? Like, if I don't have coffee in the morning, then I'm not gonna be able to function at work. Like, that's a thing that and Dr. Steph and I or Dr. Kara were always saying to people, well, our bodies change every day. You're coming into this detox in a way that you're a different body than you were any other time you've done it.
Mhm.
And it's such a good way to challenge some of the things we do daily unconsciously to see if they're actually working for us.
Mhm.
And like in our practices, people will come and they have issues with hot flashes
Mhm.
or the drying of menopause and sleep issues. And so if we're like, okay, well, what's your day like? Well, I wake up and I have 2 cups of coffee and I do that. And we go, oh, well, maybe you should look at the coffee. And people are like, no,
Yeah.
there's no way that my coffee will impact my sleep. And Steph and I are like, oh,
And
okay.
there's often so much more power in, Dr. Hillary, Dr. Kara, and I could say exactly what Hillary just shared, but to be sitting in a group where you hear 5 other people that actually gave up the coffee and are feeling so much better and resolved all those symptoms, there's so much more power of that coming out of the experience of the group. I mean, we
Right,
can
and
tell you
just being told. See, that's the
exactly.
thing, we don't like to be told, we
Mhm.
learn from experience, and the thing that's so impactful having been we have been doing this for literally decades, that, you everybody always grabs typically 1 or 2 major life shifts.
Mhm.
Like, I remember the first time my ex-husband did it, and he gave up Diet Coke, and Diet Coke back in the day was like it was like a free food that people or free something that people had in the business setting, right? They would just pound Diet Cokes at meetings, and obviously they're like getting high and staying high during their meetings, and for it was bringing up issues for him, and I would sometimes be like, "Dude, I feel like maybe you're drinking too much Diet Coke." And it wasn't until the process where he gave it up, and then he was like, "Oh my god, did you know that I was drinking too much Diet Coke?" And I was like, "No, I didn't." Wow, really? And then it was done.
Yep.
And so after that, for him, it was just like, oh, I don't even look at it anymore. I just know I got so many things resolved that were
Mhm.
like part of my field that I didn't even know about. And this is what happens all the time. Like yesterday, I was on with a
Yes.
patient. She's like, well, I gave up coffee after the last cleanse. And I was like, I had no idea. And just FYI, like Steph and I don't live perfectly, purely, and
Nope.
cleanly, or Dr. Carol. We all have our vices. We're fully human. Like,
Mhm.
so we come to the table with all those experiences. Many of us detox to retox or detox after a toxic period in our life. Like, it's all in the fun of it. None of it is
Yes.
perfect. I feel like sometimes online there's like these like perfectly toned Pilates teachers that are drinking juices and everything is looking so perfect and streamlined. And it's like, that's not where we're
That's
coming from.
yeah, that's not real life.
We're just trying to see like, one, we know there are ways that we can make small changes that help level us up.
Mhm.
And these are the ways to help get present with where you are in your life here and now. And
Yeah.
how are things that you think are health practices or that you think are like keeping you alive, like how are they actually working for you? And the things that matter, your sleep, your sexuality, your joy, your brain space, your capacity to love, like those are the things that we really care about, I think, for our patients long term.
Absolutely.
That's what we're trying to move the needle on. And believe it or not, like taking 10 days to do a detox or give big windows into that experience, and where you feel like I mean, everyone's had this experience where they're like, on Monday, I'm going to do better.
Mhm.
And then Monday comes and like by 11, they're like
Next Monday.
white knuckling it. And they're like, God damn, that like, whatever, it looks so great. Or this looks amazing. Or, oh my God, I can't not have my wine. And it's just getting to do it in a group. And then the notion of standing up for something, paying money for something,
Yeah.
showing up for yourself and really taking action, it
Mhm.
really can make a powerful difference.
It can. I think the other piece too that I hear a lot, so there are the changes that occur within the 10 days or the period of time in which you choose to do it. And we really encourage patients to maybe do it a little bit longer. But it's also the other tools that you're learning in the process as well. So tools that you can take away and move forward once you move back to sort of your more day-to-day living. Whether or not it's Epsom salt baths or castor oil packs. And so often hearing patients, I can't tell you how many times I've asked patients to do some of these little treatments and they don't do it in the course of us working together, but they finally commit to it during the cleanse. They're like, oh my God, I can't believe it took me so long to do, a castor oil pack or an Epsom salt bath. And just understanding the power of those treatments too.
And for people who, the fun part is that there's always lots of layers of people doing this process. Some have done 10 detoxes with
Mhm.
us. Some will be on their first. And so you really get this varied experience. And the people that are, have done multiple, they're kind of working on different layers. The new people are working on just like, well, what does that look like to
Mhm.
transition from coffee down to green tea and to make sure I don't have headaches? What does it look like to um, eat more fiber and vegetable
Yeah.
fiber? What does it look like? And so some people are making high spiritual attunements.
Mhm.
Some people are working on just pooping every day. And
Yeah.
it's really fun to be in a container where there's a lot of churning and processing and movement happening. And doctors, the fun thing for us is this whole like way that we learned to practice medicine and the way that medicine is generally practiced, though I think I think right now it's shifting a lot, but is that we're working together with our patient, we're giving them ideas, they're trying to receive the ideas, we're giving some sort of a treatment, they're receiving what we give them, they don't even necessarily hear what we say the right way or not, or whatever, and then they're at home trying to integrate this thing alone.
Yeah.
And then they check back in maybe like a month. And it's just such a model that there's so many places to mess it up in that model.
We are so meant to be in community and do things in community, and this is, the greatest example of that. And, as Hillary's talking about, there are people at different stages because of the number of cleanses, or, the number of times they've done them. They're the greatest gift to the people that are starting out, because they love to share their experiences and what they, how their first cleanses were. And again, to learn something from somebody else, not us just telling you, is just so powerful.
Yep. It's fun. And also just shifting the energy from medicine being problem solving.
Mhm.
And Dr. Steph and I were are still operating on some level in that model, but it's not our favorite place to operate. Our favorite place to operate is like, what are the opportunities for growth? Like I said
Mhm.
before, how can we improve your life, have more joy, have more happiness, have better orgasms, like live really great, rather than like problem solving and just like me. This is what's wrong. Let's heal this thing. This is what's wrong. Let's heal this thing. And then all of a sudden you'll manifest a great life. Like it's just your health care and your self care and your spirit care is just part of your evolution. And what we do in our days, it really impacts our future life. And
Absolutely.
that's the opportunity that we get, is to like come together, wring out some of the yucky
Mhm.
things, get really present with what are my practices that are working for me now, what are my practices that might not be working for me, and how can I shift those things with ease. And what we have witnessed over and over and over again is that people can make shifts and changes when you're inspired by the health and healing of others. It's non-competitive, it's collaborative, and it's in a community, it's expansive, that you get to look at yourself and go, oh, that's not serving me anymore. And look at, it's not just me. It's not
Right.
because I'm defective. It's not because I'm getting old. It's just because, oh, look, the planet's a little toxic. We've been super exposed to a lot of stuff. My liver's not detoxing stuff great. It's totally messing with my sleep. It makes me bitchier. And I don't want that. I want to be juicy and fun and jolly and like loving and like, and so this is a really great container to kind of play.
And I think it's about opening up our expectations. I can't tell you how many people come into my office, and I'm sure Hillary experiences the same thing. And, you know, they're fatigued, they're gaining weight, and they're like, well, I'm over 30, I'm over 40, I'm over 50. I guess I should just accept it. Not at all. Like, anti aging is such a, trendy concept. It all starts with these principles we're talking about. And, you know, if you want it in your life and you don't have it now is the time to recapture it, not, thinking that you're going to wait 10 years and then, life is going to be that much better. I mean, now is the time to make the changes and bring those things back into your life, or, bring them in a way that is more robust, and, really pursuing what those optimal health goals are for you.
So we start our, do you have the date?
Um,
Steph's I rely on her organization, and me, I'm just
Perfect.
like, woo,
It's
trying.
not right on this morning.
Okay, no, look, I got it. I got it. I
Uh,
got it.
I think it is October 9th, Monday, October 9th.
Yay, we both have the same date.
Yeah.
Okay, so that
But
means that
but our intro meeting is the Saturday that precedes that, so
it
October
is.
7th.
It is. And so, uh, we always have people who sign up last minute because they want to jump in and they've resisted, and then they're playing catch up and it's not as fun. It can happen, it's fine. But
Totally.
just get it going. Registration will be available at some point like on the 18th or 25th of September. So it's coming your way. Don't delay, just say yes. We make it so affordable for what you get. The most fun for us is that we're up on your business a lot with
Every
we
day.
we have a WhatsApp group, and we use it really fun with pictures and photos and inspiration and stuff. It's just one of the best things that I do all year, so I'm getting fired up.
Yep. We're both really excited. So we hope you join us.
Yeah, thanks for being here Friday morning with me on Doctors in Demand. And everybody, go have a beautiful weekend, and we'll see you soon.
Take care.